If zombies attacked us, we wouldn't really care because we don't have any brains anyway for them to, like, eat and stuff.
Now listening to the sounds of
Illustrate your point. Right, and so that's why McLuhan said we have the classroom all around us. Kids grow up with the facts all around them. You know, and the things relevant to them. You get so much input, so many different signals coming at you. You know, it's no problem that a few of them will sync up with what you're doing. With the facts all around them. So that's the aspect of that's the aspect of ESP. That's the aspect of ESP that I mean the Android being clones ESP. This very synchronicity, which in the old days was pretty important, significant to fragmented literate people. Now it's normal in young people's awareness, and so that's why ESP has become cliche. With the facts all around them. It says Oedipus was the son of blah blah, king and queen of Thebes. After having been married some time without children, his parents consult the oracle of Apollo. No, they fucking go to an oracle, for God's sake. They go to the Evergreens, they go to Ion, they go to Cosmic Wares about their childlessness. The oracle, so you didn't know that, right? That's interesting.
No, I didn't know.
With the facts all around them. The oracle prophesied that if Laius should have a son, the son would kill him and marry Jocasta, his mother. So it's right there. That's right. He kills his father, marries his mother. In an attempt to prevent this prophecy's fulfillment, when Jocasta, the mother, needed indeed for a son, Laius, the father, had his ankles pinned together so that he could not crawl, and gave the boy to a servant to abandon or expose on the nearby mountain. However, rather than leave the child to die of exposure, as the father intended, the sympathetic servant passed the baby on to a shepherd from Corinth. Oedipus, the infant, if it's infinite. The kids are infinite. They should be taught that. Not infant. You're an infinite. Right? With the facts all around them. Oedipus, the infinite, eventually comes. Oedipus, the infinite, eventually comes to the house of Philebus, king of Corinth, and his queen Merope, who adopt him as they are without children of their own. Like a parallel world. Now look, you take the Ion knowledge. He went to a parallel world where he met his parents, same setup, looking like different people. You see? This is the first time this has ever been said here. We got the exclusive exegesis of it. He went to a parallel world, not, because they don't have any children, so it's the same as his original parents. Little Oedipus is named after the swell. Now look, you got Little Oedipus / Oedipus. They spell it differently. Maybe the other parallel world that he had two names, but two worlds, is named after the swelling from the injuries to his feet and ankles. Okay. Many years later, he's told by a drunk, see all this prophecy stuff, because literacy brings in the fragmentation of time in the past, present, future, tribal, pre-literate and post-literate people, time is now. There's no time. It's all happening now. So you get this stuff about what's going to happen in your future is a big theme here. With the facts all around them. You know what I mean? So he's told by a drunk that Philebus is not his real father, but when he asks his parents, these parallel world parents, they deny it. He seeks counsel, and he goes to the Delphic Oracle. Now they go to he didn't go on back then. This is a retrieve when people go to a lot of channeling going on. We've retrieved that pre-literate Homeric sensibility. It's even called the Ionic stage. Ionic Peninsula.
Why is that going on these days?
Yeah, because we're pre-literate, so we take multi-consciousness for granted. Which, because it's not made on one level that writing and print persuade us to think that everything was on one level. Because you read a book on one level. With the facts all around them. The oracle does not tell him the true parents, but instead tells him that he's destined to kill his father and marry his mother. See, so the oracle told the father and mother what would happen, and then he tells the son. The oracle tells the son, who's usually a woman, according to Ion. They have many women, young women, being the temporary oracles. They'd be stoned on the gases coming out of the volcanic ash or whatever, and they babble while being stoned. And the priest would interpret what they were saying, and the priest would misinterpret or interpret for political correctness, especially when the king came. but probably actual ESP, actual accurate ESP probably leaks through every now and then. So this oracle meets the kid and says that he is destined to kill his father and marry his mother. In his attempt to avoid the fate predicted by the oracle, he decides to not return home to Corinth. Since it is near to Delphi, Oedipus makes a big mistake and decides to go to the Thebes, where his real parents are. So then he gets in all these problems. I won't go into all this, but pretty interesting. This fragmented family dynamic is the archetypal story. You know, that's what, you know, you look at City Islands or Wild Palms, they're playing on Oedipus. Not in the Freudian sense, on the family blood level.
Right. The interconnectedness, the interwoven fabric of our time.
Yeah, which writing and literacy broke up. It's our time and previously, so that people wasn't even an issue who was the mother and father, because we apparently heard from anthropologists the tribes shared everything and it was not precisely defined who was who, right?
Yeah.
It didn't matter.
That's crazy. Didn't matter.
That's crazy. That's nuts. That's fucking nuts.
That's fucking crazy, man.
Okay, you're calling about the tribalism crazy, and I'm saying the anthropologist distorting it and making it literate is crazy. Yeah, I'm taking a different angle. I'm pretending to take a different angle than what you think is. With the facts all around them.
Yeah, so you do.
Yeah, and you know, you're saying that's not. You're very tribally intertwined, discarnate, intertwined through the modern media, but because you are at heart, your genes, which we'll call a meme, you are at heart an individualist, fragmented Westerner, deep down, and that's why you think this tribal clusterfucking is nuts. You know what I mean? It's a threat to your identity, even though you don't live a private, fragmented life as much as your grandparents did. You still have that lingering disgust with the tribal thing. At least you did just for this moment. You might be different tomorrow, but we're just taking the facts presented over the last 3 minutes and making a theory out of them. With the facts all around them.